have to freeze protect. So this is just this building. Upstairs is 16 coils, and it feeds down through here to two other buildings, well, two other areas, Kresge Island. So we're circulating through the coils, and we do pick up heat, so when it warms up, you have to turn that off. So I'll run one machine at 50. I'll add machines. We have tower issues, so there's going to need to be some repairs there. And then we cut in. Right now, the whole, let me show you real quick how this works. This is valved off, so we're only circulating this building. So all this piping is drained, and all the air handlers are blown out. So the first thing you have to do, get ready for spring, is fill up your system. Open these valves, open these valves, fill up both sides. Shut out the drain valve. Got the spring? So, we go through here. Here's the valve. All those valves inside of the air handler are shut off. I blow the coils out and then I run antifreeze through them and blow that out, winterize. So you got to open that, valve over there, all those. All the pipes run on the outside. PRV, 12 pounds. So we have no elevators. So when I winterize, the last 5 years, we run hoses from the 5th floor to that machine. And then I have a guy down there with a walkie-talkie winterizer. 5th floor down there, that area, these are your fan control. So that's for your heat. We have leaks in the steam coils. They've been a couple of proposals to replace everything, and proposals to replace coils and then also pads, which we're patching all the time. These things are...
Have they approved any of those?
No.
All pneumatics?
All pneumatics, and the building's mostly pneumatic.
And separate water treatment as well?
Yeah, we have a new water treatment company, Earthline, now we're the ship. Okay, so we come over here. This is a mixed system. So in other words, the convectors, like in his office, it's heat. In probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we're going to switch over. When it gets warmer, it stays warmer to cooling. So you open up the chill water system, and now you shut off downstairs in the basement. You have heat exchangers, bypass that, and run all the way through. You got to figure out this piping here. You got to open up those valves to keep going around.
Is there anybody on alert on Mr. Lenahan's team that knows this besides you?
No,
No. Is Mr. Lenahan providing anybody to do that?
no.
Sorry.
That's why I asked you, what do you want to know right now? Nobody.
Yeah, because CBRE isn't assuming this on Friday.
That's why I'm telling Frank. I know what Frank's gonna have to do, he's gonna be the guy.
Okay. All right.
It's either a skunk or something. Okay, so up here. Two-stage steam absorber runs on 135. I run it all together, run the chill water into here, goes to the next building. So we have a contract with Trane that needs to be renewed, and
You like
they
Trane?
services, yeah.
Good. I'd suggest making sure you understand who your train guy is.
The best guy just retired, but they have a guy that knows. I haven't worked with him yet. The towers are in real bad shape, which are out here, but they hit set point, unlike these divisions that does. Couple isolation valves, so the water comes here, you open up those and keep them going.
But there's chillers on the VLDs too, right?
They're not chillers. They're AC units. No. Oh, you mean in the full building? Yeah, yeah.
How old are these towers?
These towers were 90. And they're in bad shape. The ones on East Edition are real bad. You will not hit set point with two machines. They've been passed so many times, you can't patch them anymore.
Sure. I get that. We're into a lot of that meetings.
So this machine is 1,100 tons. It's actually putting out about 700. So,
And you said this loop runs, which buildings, Kresge,
this loop runs the entire hospital,
the campus? Okay,
the loop.
gotcha.
What you do is, I start there, cooler temperatures, run that into this. This right here circulates, like there's a valve, that goes out to those air handlers there. That has to be open and fed, and I didn't even show you the 2 inch to feed it. I feed it one building at a time.
So your 2 inches, your makeup?
It's not a makeup, it's how I started, it's how I feed it. We got 3/4 inch makeup for the building after it started. So after I fill this building, I put a couple of hoses on there and out. I open that valve, and then I just keep working my way around. Piece of cake right there. Okay, now I see Frank. Frank looks not happy. Okay. This is like I said, we have some steam leaks, been quoted, whole unit's been patched. All right, let's go. So Candy, make sure you remember this, so you're gonna ask.
Is this the password?
Yeah? No. 2 days, should have had some routine. 2 years.
Yeah, we talked about it, didn't we? We talked about it over the summer.
Yeah. Somebody should get fired on this shit.
Pressure intake?
Huh?
Pressure intake?
No.
No?
That hasn't run in years, don't even look at it. So all of,
Is this?
this is a bridge unit, this was an air handler that hasn't run. Originally they have a floor right down beneath here. They were gonna use it, never used it. We ran it a couple years in the late 80s.
Is this a good visual in terms of like what the system, like that
Yes,
this building?
real good. So you're gonna go like right here, that's isolated. This is isolated, don't need it. So we're gonna keep running it this way.
But those biohazards, or them fans are running?
Yeah.
Okay.
For lab. Couple more steam leaks on the coil. Again, quoted, no purchase order, not fixed. Got 3 coils sitting over there in the corner that are already here. Exhaust fan. These are 3 steam coils, and there's a few leaks in there. I've had it quoted many times, they have moved on it. But I just had a guy last week quote replacing, using these 3 there since they're already on site, pads and whatever else. These are the starters. So you have 2 supply fans, and you have the return fan. So we don't have to go in. This is the way. I also winterized this. So you'd have to open up these, using a 2-inch that I'll show you in a little bit. Open up these, there's 6 more valves inside because there's a set of coils on the other side. We have no elevators. The elevators on this side of the building don't work, so I gotta run everything through and use this for a lift.
So I saw this, and it looks like you've got a power stuff.
Yeah.
So you're popping it over. How about now?
5th floor. But I got it schlepped a bunch, whatever I need, I got it schlepped, and I'll show you that to get it down here.
To get to the 5th, to get onto this.
Get up here. Like I just did filters, and let me show you this. Right? Anything you need. No, you don't.
ultimately, on the fifth floor, we'll throw it on this.
Yeah, after you get it to the fifth floor. I'll show you how you do it. Okay, this is an important thing. Ronald McDonald House gets fed from right here. And it gets fed. So after the system's filled, you have to turn on one of these pumps. You turn on one of these pumps, it feeds the second floor where Ronald McDonald is. They put that in about 10, 12 years ago.
That when Ronald McDonald came on board?
Yeah. So we got a lot of problems with them because the water gets dirty and we get a lot. It's the low point, so we got to blow them out.
Do you have inline filters that you pull and stuff too?
We have them right there, but really, they don't work so good. Especially when you're feeding the entire building together. What I like to do is after it warms up, now it's summer, I isolate this building. So as the water's coming, you go here, water there, you crack this, you crack that. If you open this too much, you're going to lose suction and all the water's going to go there. And tweak it back until you get it in balance.
Where is this where you kind of shut us down when it gets really warm?
Yeah, now, this is what I do too. Because they're down on the sheet.
Where I put my coat? Yeah, okay. Yeah, our office, in your office, okay.
He already wants his coat, he wants to leave.
I'm from Phoenix, I'm still freezing.
So, okay, now the water, like I said, you have to split it, it goes down. And then I'll isolate there, you have to change some valve in here. So that's what I mean, somebody's gonna have to, beyond 2 days, you're gonna have to get somebody here and trace things and kind of figure it out.
Is there, what union are you part of? Is it somebody from the hall that can draft?
No. No. A guy from, this guy right here, they want him to do it.
But,
And I'm only laughing because somebody should have been here months ago.
No, I understand that, and I agree.
We talked about it in the summer.
I told him a year ago.
As an example, like my family, I'm not a plumber, boilermaker. I can do it.
Ashley, I'm a stationary engineer.
Yeah.
I belong with Ashley. That's it. There's other HVAC guys at the other buildings, but it would be like me going to Harvard. Wouldn't have a clue.
Right. Fair enough.
So
Yeah,
that's the
because
thing.
it's situational.
Plus, this building is almost all manual.
Right.
We have, and I'll show you where we have a couple computers.
Go ahead, no, take your time.
It's just my brother. That's all. So, okay.
How old is the building in general or the system? in
Well, this
general?
is the south building. This building is, that right there is probably, I think that was early 1980, that absorbed.
Okay, so 45-ish years old.
It's way too old. 25-year life. It's an absorber, steam absorber. So, but it works. This one actually works pretty good. That one has a lot of issues. We have one that's not running at all for their building, and that's why I shut them off. When it gets real hot, there's very few people in that building, I'll shut them down. When you're 90, we don't have enough capacity, so.
But that's also, is it, correct me if I'm wrong, to feed the labs, where the labs are actually doing lab work.
You are
They
wrong.
have to maintain a certain temperature.
Well, the whole thing's tied together, so it does affect the labs, but it doesn't come off of your water.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So by me not cooling your building, I have more for the labs and all that stuff. Well, what it is there's very few people in the center. very few, their offices, and then we have a couple people on the ground floor that I can work with them. Worst case scenario, I can put a couple mobile areas when it gets hot. So now we're, like I said, we're splitting this and we'll go down here. Well, let me show you one thing real quick. I'll show you, we'll walk over here.
Thank you.
Just so you know, the reason I winterize this part of the building and not that is because there's certain parts of the building that pick up too much heat, and I have to drain it, so I winterize them. And there's a couple of areas, we tried one year to just circulate the whole building, but we're not here 24/7, a couple of the pumps shut down, straight 100% outside air, make or freeze.
So are you guys primarily like?
Seed has been planted.
Most of the people here all out. They got around, I come in, take care of this every day. I'm here Saturday, I have a guy coming in Sunday, he doesn't know, oh, he's the plumber, so that's the guy's up. That'll be your ace guy. Jimmy. He's the plumber.
To be determined.
Anyway,
And Jimmy's retirement too.
but he really doesn't know. So these two towers are in good shape. Unfortunately, this thing has been decommissioned because it's never been replaced. I didn't do it all that. It won't run. They never replaced it for like probably 10 years now. We've been pretty much low on cooling because of that when it gets hot. That's why I shut them off.
I was gonna say, this is the one I know, we didn't go in there yet. It's the only one I know. Keep laughing, Russ. We're getting hundreds of calls, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna get a ton of calls. Literally.
So we know this one.
Okay, so I showed you that little platform with the winch, all that. This is how you get whatever you need. Take it right here, over there, walk it through, because we have no elevators over there, been down forever. We have like 20 in the building and about 5 or 6 work. Man. So then you schlep it through there, and you take it down, and then there's a hole, and there's a way. So these valves are isolated, so you've got to tweak these, run your chill water through here, and then there's the chill water. Frequency drive.
Is that the only gift you have?
No, I got it through the building.
Any vehicles that are offline, anything in jam today?
No VFDs are online right now. I mean,
Well, because I'm thinking, because I'm from Phoenix, right, so I don't have any, I have no heat issues. So I can see like.
pump that I have on, it doesn't have a drive on, so I just run it.
That's the part of all the
Oh man, you gotta come every day and tweak little hand controls, and I need more of them because we have some that are down. Example. This right here. This controls the heat to those units inside your guy's office, all the way down to the 5th floor. So this runs, all the buildings run straight down. So we go from, this is 5.5 or 6, it'll run the entire building. It's not, each floor has one of them. So you got actuators over here, it controls. There's a heat pump, controls that. Now this is also, typically, if we had another machine, what's up? 5.5, you're halfway through. All right, well, I'm talking with these people. If you're going to come up, you're going to come up. Not up to be on the football. All right. All right. Okay. So, we don't have enough cooling, so typically this would also be a mixing pump. So what we would do, if we had enough, isolate this. Now we put chill water, we feed chill water into this, and that goes in the convector. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with those type of units or not. Okay. So I never do that because we can't spare it. So typically what I do, I just shut this down for the summer. I just shut it down and I give them everything they can. And usually we're good. They're probably pretty comfortable in there until it gets midsummer, it gets a little bit warm. Here's an example of what I had to do because we haven't gotten this far. Bad. So this controller right here is about $2,500 for a little hand control. This controls a steam valve that is right there that I shut it off, and the air handler's in the basement. So what I had to do until we get a controller and I can open that back up, this is 100% outside air. So I got air coming in, I open this, so I got this, so I would shut this, like next week when it starts to get warm, I would shut this. You follow? Now I would just be getting 100% outside air. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so, also,
So Larry, that's why you've got that door open.
that's what I was going to show you. That controller, that's why the door is open, blah, blah. You know, and I have more. So, okay, this, you would open up these when you start to fill the system. You have 4 coils here. We have no leaks on chill water coils because we're winterized. Steam coils leak like sieve. These, no leaks. How am I doing?
So it's just everything else.
Where's Rich? Hey, Rich. Frank will have to catch you up to speed on what he learned today. But so anyway, after you come in and you open up those valves in the south building, I said how you split it. Now this building's isolated, so, and it's marked east addition, so that's coming around. You open that valve halfway. You open that valve up here halfway. Feed in there, and then that goes to both of these 2 air handlers. So this is That's what we're putting in. You have two, that's temp, for the convectors, each side.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Hey, Larry, are any of these operable?
No, those gauges are a million years old. They don't work, don't need to work. They were running different things. There's labor delivery.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but it just threw me off for a second.
The only one that you need to know is this controller right here. This controller is for heat, so you know. That controller operates steam valve right here for this, which is the overhead heat all the way down.
Gotcha.
So, like I said, that's for the convectors where I showed you over there. That's the intake for that alarm room, because there's a couple air handlers there. Where I opened up the door, where I need that control.
So I got the quote, those two controllers,
And then I'll show you,
which I can get those.
Yeah, I'll show you.
If I get the okay to get them, I can have them here tomorrow, probably.
Well, that is not a rush job, but that one, I'd say the two heat exchangers are.
Those are the two I got. Okay, multiple. I just wrote down that one. That's only a single input.
Okay, all right. Where's, there you are. So anyway.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
We can go back up, I can show you real quick up there where I like to, and it kind of expedites things when you fill it up. If you wanted to use makeup, 3/4 inch makeup, you just fill the loop up and do that. It'd take you probably a week to fill the system. Right now, since we're circulating that one building, that's 1 day. So it'd take, using the 2-inch, you would have the system filled and probably burped, which means you gotta put hoses on the high ends and you gotta run the pumps to get all the air out. That's a day right there at least, doing that. So you can get all the air out of the system for the rest. So we'll go up here real quick.
Is there any kind of manual, Larry? Other than the one in your head?
That is hilarious. You're so funny.
Yeah, oh, you
That's
showed
a good
something
one.
sticky on there.
Manual's 38 years. That's the manual.
38 years, an hour and a half tutorial.
Like I said, this is all.
Is this the only elevator that goes up?
Yeah, this is the only elevator that goes up to 6.
And these elevators are down how often?
Well, this one, actually, usually it's
It's just the two on the end.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is usually okay.
but it's an important one, because this is where you get a lot of equipment, you bring it up here, and you definitely want this one to run.
How many elevators are in the building again?
Around 20.
And how many operate today?
How many would you say actually work?
So,
Probably
yeah, we have 5 to 6.
2 here, 1, 3, yeah, 5 or 6. Okay, so this is Frank and Rich. I'm going to show you guys real quick here. Right there, that's to the loop. I just turned off, I was circulating, it's cool. Or it's warming up around it, circulate, shut up. That goes out. I crack that open maybe halfway. And there's the other one right there that goes out, and you can see it's actually labeled. Goes out there. I generally start with this. This is 1,000 tons. It's our best machine. It's our workhorse. It's our go-to. This is your baby. This, usually when you I like to run everything, have this running even at like 50, you know, because there's problem areas. Some areas you don't need it, some areas you do. So I'll run the whole building and then tweak what you need, what you don't. Here's the frequency drive. This one was just put in. That's for chill water pump right there. They haven't put this on the outside of the panel yet. The electricians have to do that. Problem is with these towers. Okay. Right here we're supposed to maintain 84. And if it's 70, 80, we're good. Now, if we have an issue where we have to bring up this machine, what we do, because when it was piped in, this was put in like also around 90. So when they piped it in, there's one feed there for both. It goes in, the water goes in there and it goes in here. So you only open this up halfway. So you're split. Since we have issues with those towers, and Rich knows that well, they're in horrible shape, we don't get enough cooling to cool both of these, so they can run. Typically, it's supposed to be 84 to 87, that's where you want to be going in. We'll get up to when it's hot, 100. We're really losing capacity at 100. So the towers are upstairs. You want to look at the towers? Or? Okay, let's go.
Dan? I don't think they come up here. No, I mean,
right here, this takes care of the east building. That's a return. That's the air animal over there. This is the building I have circulating, so you don't have to fill this. This impression. So I'm going to get the return fan. This, are you familiar with Metasys? Yeah. Okay. We still have it. So, we don't have a service contract with Johnson Control. Been wanting it, don't have it. So, last time we lost one of those slots. I had to steal one from the humidifier, which we haven't had anyway, just to run that. If not, you're tweaking it by hand. These are right here. This is where you get on, and this controls this building, and it controls the 2 pro buildings. So, and we'll go over to the pro building eventually. So you get in here, so you need a service contract just because, I mean, if I showed you what you have to do right now, you wouldn't remember, okay? There's a lot of set points, so you need a service contract so they can run you through there. Want to walk up to the towers? Sure. These are pretty rough. Okay. So these things, up top, you have a couple of distribution valves, but the majority of them, I mean, they're rusted really bad up top, so you don't get water spread throughout all the beds. We were going to replace them, and we have, but there's nothing to bolt them to. They're rotted so bad. This was on the list to be replaced a few years back. Not happening. So this is all drained. I have steam coming up. Typically you want to warm it up so you don't shock the machines when you're starting from cold. You're bringing it up, you got 35, 40 degree water. You don't want to run through those, through the condensers. Bring it up a little bit, then you're good. Early in the year, then shut them down. So, like I said, pretty bad shape. So, I have belts, these are belt driven.
Okay.
2-speed belt driven. And these towers right here, even though they have new shivs, I don't think they're quite right because they eat belts. So mid-season, you got to isolate, drain, change belts. That one, not so much.
Larry, typically, and I know our weather's been crazy, when do you start like the changeover from?
Well, let's go downstairs, and that's a very good question, Candy. I'd love to answer that. That's a lot better question than if I have a manual.
That was being facetious.
That was a good one.
All due respect, Larry, I was being facetious.
I know.
We've known each other a lot of years.
Yeah, we're going to keep going. Well, I was gonna answer Candy's question. That is the most important thing. So typically I aim to get the towers all clean in March, coming up anytime when you get some warm weather, starting with these towers because they're the first online. And you know, everybody wants their towers clean same time. Some of the buildings do in the winter, some don't. We don't. So we got to get belts changed, towers clean, and then there's the next floor is where we fill it up.
Is that something you usually do, or is that something you guys do?
We contract that. We used to do all that, but we don't have anybody.
Okay.
You're looking at it.
Right.
So is it Train who does it, or is
No, it's not. No, it's not Johnny Green. It's O'Neill. O'Neill has had the contract, so they do it. And actually, some of the guys, I was putting belts on forever. Those guys will even put the belts on.
Were they punching the tubes and?
They didn't do it this year. Every job has been quoted: punching the tubes, rebuilds. There's a small heat exchanger over there on that big 2-stage. That's quoted too. All the winter PMs have all been quoted 4 months ago, yet no money, nothing done.
Gotcha.
All right.
So winterization, timing.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good question. So yeah, we go from there, and I try to get it ready, depending on weather. Let me call you in a while. Bye. My brother, he doesn't get the message when I hang up on him the first time. That means I'm not talking.
I have 2 of those.
So I aim for equal footing. But there's been a year or two where it got warm and stayed warm. And the thing is too, when you fill this building up, like I said, this is ready to go, and these are all, you have return air to work. So none of these are 100% fresh air, so you have this in Kresge. So you can go and not worry about freeze up. These you want to wait until not only do you can fill it up, but you don't want to fill it up and then, oh, it's going to dip down to 18 degrees tomorrow till you get enough water and air burped out of the system where you can, run the pumps. Or now you winterize and now you're going to break tubes because you filled it up to it. So you got to fill up the system, burp it, wait for 2 days where it's going to be above freezing. Now, okay, it dumps down to 15, you run the pumps. And then April or whenever need be, you start a machine, you get trained, train comes over here when they get the contract, and you say, let's start it up. Train does all the startups. Because you got to run water through them at first because, you don't want to mess up the seals, all that. They do the startups, but it's our job to get the building ready. Towers filled, all the water, chill water filled. That's also one of the filters. So we used to have our old company now, HOH are you familiar with HOH?
No.
Okay. Anyway, locally, really good. This company, I don't know, they must have got a bargain or something. They don't change them much. And realistically, these little filters for this giant system, not doing well. Okay. Does that answer your question?
I think so, but you're winterizing in April?
No. That's when we bring everything up. That's when we fill. I winterize. Typically, I like to keep generally late November, December. Because I'll run one of these. If it's 55 and sunny, it gets warm.
Can't get a heat load.
Ronald McDonald House gets just the way those air handlers are and the way the sun shines. Yeah, at 50, you want one of these running.
Makes sense.
Makes
a lot of sense.
You can get by if you have one day of 50 or one day of 60 and it's cool in the morning, but you start piling on a couple of 3 days where it's only going down to 50 and it's getting up to 65. After 2 days, the building's warm.
Now for your water towers, are you running all three or
Those,
two? And
I'm running all those for these machines, what you just saw.
Okay.
Those 3 over there are just for that machine.
Gotcha.
And then that 1 is for the south machine. The 2 that when you come across the roof, they're for nothing because that machine doesn't work. That's like 650 tons that we're missing, and I told you we're probably down 400 tons of capacity on that, so you're down
From 1,100 down.
Yeah, you're down probably, guy from train said you're probably only getting 700 out of it. So you're already down a good 1,000 tons. Okay, so. We'll go to the basement.